Back to my channel, Side Hustle Seattle. Now, you know I love to research all things Ron. And so I've done a little bit of internet sleuthing and looked at some latest news and some changes that I've seen with platforms. And I feel like I've noticed a couple trends about what's going on with Ron in 2025. So I wanted to get you up to speed so that way you can stay ahead of the game. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, the Ron platform landscape is definitely shifting. I've seen some platforms that have rebranded, some that have unfortunately raised prices, and a couple that have actually shut down, which is unfortunate. But that's not necessarily to say that Ron itself is doing bad. Matter of fact, I think it was Notary Cam that mentioned like record growth in 2024. So we are seeing a lot more adoption for remote online notarizations in general, but I do know from a platform perspective, it can be hard to maintain a platform. There's so many expenses that go into it. So unfortunately, you are going to see some platforms shutter. But one of the important things that you need to make sure you do if you are a remote online notary is have a backup of your journals. Most states require you to keep your notary journal for like 10 years or whatever the case may be. If a platform shuts down, a lot of the time the platforms will try to maintain just your journal for 10 years, but sometimes they're like, hey, you have 30 days to store these elsewhere before they get deleted. And that's on you. Like you need to maintain those items. And so I always recommend an external hard drive where you can actually transfer your journal entries. You can get one cheap on Amazon and it can store all of your different notarizations. So please make sure to not get caught off guard when it comes to that. Now, the second trend is you definitely want to embrace AI in your notary business. I know for a lot of people, they're like, I'm tired of hearing AI. I hear it every other second. And that's great. I get it. But it is here. It is real. You do not want to get left behind. And actually, there's a lot of great ways that AI is being used in existing notary platforms. There's plenty of platforms that have started implementing AI in order to do like ID verifications or automatically tag documents or let you know if your session is missing, a signature or missing a stamp, or it's catching deep fakes if people are trying to do fraudulent activities. So it is doing a lot of good things. But as a notary, you should absolutely be using AI to help grow your business, especially like ChatGPT, which is free and easy to use. You can use it to help draft emails to, businesses and clients, especially if you're looking to do more like, cold calling type of emails in order to get more business. Use it to draft social media posts or blogs or newsletters. Like, don't do that manually if you don't have to, unless that's something you enjoy, because you can save so much time just using these tools that are at your disposal. One of the best ways to actually use ChatGPT is to help you rank higher on Google search. So, you have your Google My Business page, and oftentimes, if you're looking for your own listing, you probably have to scroll down like 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. But part of that is just because of SEO. So when it comes to SEO or search engine optimization, a lot of it just has to do with like the specific words that are within your Google My Business page, how they're formatted, etc. You do not have to become an SEO expert. You can simply go to ChatGPT and be like, this is my business. Help me optimize my keywords in SEO to help me rank higher. And it'll list out everything you need to do. You can even take a screenshot of your Google My Business page, upload it to ChatGPT, and it can tell you everything you need to do to fix it. So if you're not using it already to grow your business and get you ideas, please get on. Next trend that you have to make sure that you're up on, which shouldn't be news to any of you, is you need to make sure you are diversifying your offerings. There's so much more that you can do than just normal notarization. So obviously you have like, the mobile notarizations, you have iPen, you have Ron, but even outside of that, there's a lot of things that people tack on to their notary business and things that are positioned well for notaries to jump into. First thing, field inspections. I just did a whole video on field inspections, how to get started, 20 companies you can sign up with. And that is a great way to add on services to your business, especially if you're a mobile notary or somebody who doesn't mind being mobile. If you're already on the go, you might as well find ways to make that time more worth it. The second thing is being a wedding officiant. So wedding season is coming up. Summertime is when it is absolutely booming. So that's a great thing that you can also add on to your services. And then things like mobile fingerprinting, apostille, and there's a ton of videos on how to become an apostille, as well as adding document translation services, which I've done a complete video on, and you do not need to translate any of the documents yourself, but it is a great way to be able to capture significantly more business with really not having to lift a finger at all. And so I'm going to put all those resources in a blog post for you to check out. But 100%, especially if you're looking to make notary work kind of your full-time business, you want to make sure that you have a lot of different irons in the fire, if you will, so that way you can actually weather some of the slow periods that you're naturally going to be seeing. Now, another trend that you need to make sure that you jump on, and one that I don't hear talked about enough, is you need to build your notary network. So connecting with other notaries goes beyond just learning different things, learning how to do notarizations, learning how to be a better notary. A lot of it actually also has to do with the fact that there are naturally going to be times where you get reached out to by a client or by a company and they're asking you to do a notarization and you can't do it for whatever reason. Maybe you're not in the state they need you to be in. Maybe you don't have the Ron platform that they need you to have. Maybe you're just busy. It is really helpful to have a group of notaries that you know, that you trust, that do great quality, that are going to represent you well, that you can send those notarizations to. And also, it's great to have them if you ever need a witness. So if all of a sudden you need a witness for a signing, hit up one of your notary friends, have them come on because they're going to know the processes and the procedures. They're going to know how to use the platforms. And it's just going to make it significantly easier. Now you can get those through local meetups. You can get those connections through, Facebook groups. You can get them through conferences. Just make sure it's somebody that you know and that you trust. And a lot of the times the networking can be mutually beneficial. And the last trend that you need to jump on, and a little bit of a shameless plug, I have a live remote online notary training that's going to be happening next Saturday, May 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Early bird pricing actually ends tonight at midnight. So if it's something that you're looking to take advantage of, go ahead and just click the links in the description. But me and my co-host Sean Cofield are going to take you through top to bottom everything you need to know to grow and scale your remote online notary business. And so I look forward to seeing you there. But let me know which trends you've noticed within the remote online notary space or just the notary space in general. I'm curious about it all. Go ahead and leave everything in the comment section below. Catch you in the next video.